Welcome back to Washington Waldorf School's cooking channel. I'm here today with my friend Lisa Catalone in her beautiful kitchen. Today we are going to be making pie in honor of March 14th, Pie Day. And by that I mean P.I. Day as opposed to P.I.E. Day. This is a very important day to me as the middle school math teacher. Not only do we learn important things about circles and diameters and radii, etc., we also eat pie. And Lisa is an integral part of that. She's our resident pie maven. She always makes not only delicious, but beautiful themed pies for our Pie Day celebrations at the Washington Waldorf School. Lisa, thank you for welcoming us into your home today. Can you tell us a little bit about why you are the pie maven?
Both sides of my family were pie makers, so I grew up making pie, and now I make a lot of pie for a lot of people. So I enjoy Pie Day a lot. We're gonna make a mixed berry ginger pie for Pie Day. So we're gonna start with 4 ingredients and make a basic pie pastry. We have flour, sugar, salt, and butter. The butter is not here because we need to keep it as chilled as possible.
So why don't you get us started? I'll move out of your way.
So I'm gonna measure 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And then we're gonna do a teaspoon of sugar.
The sugar helps with the even hydration of doughs. So I can imagine while a teaspoon of sugar wouldn't add a lot of sweetness, it might maybe help with the overall
Flaky.
Yeah, structure of the dough.
Tenderness.
Yeah.
So those 3 dry ingredients are in here. I'm just gonna mix it with my pastry cutter. This is a cup of ice, and I'm gonna add a cup of water to it. Make sure it's nice and cold, and then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar because it also helps make the crust tender. It's all about how the steam interacts with the protein in the flour and the gluten and
Okay. So what next, Lisa?
Now we're going to add the butter.
Awesome. Lisa, I'm noticing that you're using European style butter. Why are you doing that?
This has a higher fat content, which means less water.
Oh, okay.
We just want to make sure that we're using an unsalted butter because we've already added salt.
Yes, and this is a cup? A cup of butter? All right.
I'm going to let you go ahead and cut this with our pastry knife.
Okay. Typically I would cut my stick into fourths and then chunks. Okay, so.
So the goal here is to mix the butter in as quickly as possible so that it doesn't melt too quickly.
I love this tool that you have here, Lisa. I use this tool for so many things in my own kitchen, not just cutting butter for pie dough or biscuits.
This tool is breaking the butter down into the pea-size amounts that we want. While if I use my hands, which I typically do, this is not as warm as my skin.
Oh, right.
So we want to be little like this.
Okay, but not all the way kind of mixed in.
No, so if you can create a crust that has some marbling to it, it's going to be flakier.
Okay.
So don't overmix.
And I see that you're using a cutting kind of and a turning motion. It has kind of a shaggy appearance.
So what's nice is I can feel the size of every piece that's in there and break it down a little bit more as necessary.
You're making the butter into these kind of sheets between your fingers a little bit.
I think I'm ready to add the ice water.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna add the moisture, the ice water with the vinegar in it now, yes?
Yes. So I'm gonna just do a tablespoon at a time.
Okay.
Running it over. I think I'm gonna start with 3. So it never should be too sticky.
Okay.
And it never should be dry that it cracks.
Okay.
It has to be able to come together into a nice round ball.
Okay.
As you can see, I added 3 tablespoons of water. It's not really doing much, so I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 more.
Okay. You're really going slowly here. You're not adding a lot at a time.
No.
And I can imagine, particularly in this area in DC, where we have times of year where it is very, very, very humid, and then times of year when we're inside with heat where it's more dry, that
Right.
your recipe must change with the seasons.
It does. It definitely does. Just note that I'm not doing any kneading. I'm just getting the flour wet and the butter coated. See how it's starting to form larger clumps? I'm trying to squeeze it into a ball without kneading it. See how it's still falling apart?
Yeah.
I'm definitely past a half cup of water.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's coming together.
It's good and nice and marbled.
You can visibly see pieces of butter in the dough.
So we're gonna chill this for no less than a half an hour. So I'm gonna cut it in half.
Okay.
So one's a top crust and one's a bottom crust.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sort of make little hockey pucks
Nice.
because it's gonna be easier to roll than taking a rolling pin to a ball.
Look at that. That's a totally a little hockey puck. It's perfect.
So we're gonna start with, I think we're gonna be good with about 6 cups. Okay, we're gonna add 2/3 cup sugar. So what I recommend, tasting your fruit to see how sweet it is, because you might only wanna add a half a cup of sugar or less. It depends. I like a tart pie.
Yeah.
I usually add more lemon than
The
required.
recipe. I'll try it.
Okay. Maybe a raspberry.
Mm.
Sour.
It's cold.
Oh.
But they're not so sour, so I'm glad I tasted it because sometimes blackberries can be really sour. I'm gonna try a raspberry. The raspberries are quite tart.
Okay, so let's just follow the recipe. And I'm gonna actually let you do that while I go grab the cornstarch.
So I'm gonna add 2/3 of a cup of sugar.
So we're using cornstarch today as a thickener.
Okay.
So that we don't have a runny pie. Sometimes I use flour, sometimes I use tapioca, arrowroot.
Okay.
There's lots of options for thickeners.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get a spoon. Can you, let's
And
see what
then-
else we got in there.
The juice and grated rind of half a lemon. And then it has some ginger and some vanilla in there as well.
So we need to prep the ginger.
And here the recipe calls for, oh wow, a lot, a tablespoon of grated ginger.
Yeah, it's very delicious.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I'm gonna let you use this.
It's actually my favorite part of what we're doing here today is that I definitely get to eat pie at the end of all this.
Use that.
Yeah. Is that one a little bit more your favorite?
It's more efficient.
Mm.
I'm gonna go ahead and pour the juice of half a lemon.
Okay, ginger, tablespoon going in.
That smells so good.
And vanilla. It says 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Oh, I like it, teamwork here. Woo, it's making me nervous.
So we're gonna add several tablespoons of cornstarch.
It says 5 tablespoons.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you mix this.
Cornstarch can get clumpy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And when you're using cornstarch as a thickener, you want to make sure that you fully bake the pie so the cornstarch can boil and come to temperature. Otherwise, if you take it out too early, you're gonna have a nice layer of white at the bottom of your pie.
Oh, that sounds unpleasant. Yeah, I can see that there is, with the sugar and the lemon juice and the ginger, there's a nice coating on all these berries.
So we're gonna let this sit
Okay.
and do its thing.
Macerate.
We're gonna let it macerate.
It's one of my favorite words, macerate. It sounds, I don't know, like something terrible's happening, but really something amazing's happening. The sugar breaks down the fruit so it starts to release some of the juices. And
This looks great.
I can already see that that's starting to happen, so awesome. What next, Lisa?
We're gonna roll out our dough that's been chilling for 30 minutes.
Okay. This is the plan for today's pie. Lisa's also not only a pie maven, she's also an incredible graphic designer. And so I feel like Lisa Makes Pie is where these two things come together a little bit.
Today we're focused on PI Day, so we will have lots of numbers.
It's time for us to put this pie together.
I would like to do two things.
Okay.
One, we should preheat the oven.
Okay, what temperature do you bake a pie at?
Well, this pie we're gonna start at 400 for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're gonna turn it down to 375 and finish out the hour. I'm going to flour our surface so we can roll out the bottom crust.
Hey, Lisa, I noticed you pulled this jar out of the fridge a few minutes ago. What is this?
That's egg wash.
Who has egg wash in their fridge? What is egg wash?
It's 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of water mixed together.
And-
Golden brown pie.
Okay, and how is that in your fridge right now?
Because I make a pie every day.
Okay.
So here's our cold bottom crust.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it nice and floured. We're going to keep this moving. We're not just going to roll it out and let it stick. You're constantly moving it and shaping it.
Yeah.
There's a couple ways to pick up pie dough.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is to just fold it and pick it up. The other way to do it is to roll it on your pin and slide it on. Get all the air out from underneath.
So this is one of the things I always think about is that, and this is the mathy person in me, is that you want this pie dough to settle in. You don't want it to stretch in surface area.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
So there was a little more butter here, and so it looks kind of thin, which is what's great is that you can just quickly mend it and it's the same thickness as the rest. Why don't we go ahead and pour the filling in this?
Oh my God, this has been sitting here and getting saucy. Can I dump it in there?
Yes. I'm gonna get some more butter.
Why are you getting more butter, Lisa?
I'm gonna take another tablespoon of butter and just put it right on top of this. I'd like to get this pretty flat because we're about to add numbers to the top. Dollops. So while I roll out the top crust, it would be great if you could trim and fold under.
Hold under. I got it.
Okay, here's our top. Nice and cold, feels good.
I'm going to put a little bit of an egg wash around here, and then we're going to start to put the numbers on in order.
So here's the 3.
And I'm going to cut some numbers.
It has to be 3.14, so the best way to get the point
Oh,
of the 3.14 is from what they're calling a 6 and a 9.
what's amazing about pi, pi, is that it is an irrational number. It does not repeat, or no one's found the repeat yet. I have a student every year tell me they're going to figure it out. I'm excited for them.
I'll take 2 3s and an 8.
2 3s and an 8. I feel like Vanna White.
It's looking good.
It looks so cool.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think that's good. Ha-ha!
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Good job. Teamwork.
Teamwork. What's the last step?
We're gonna egg wash this.
Okay.
So that we can get that nice golden brown top. Okay. Now that this has egg wash on it, we take some sugar. And I have a tea infuser that I'm going to use to sprinkle the sugar onto the wet egg wash, just like this.
I was wondering why that was in your kit of tools. I think that is my number one takeaway from today's lesson.
I'm glad I could teach you.
I mean, it's so smart. I'm gonna open the oven for you. Ready?
Let's do this.
All right. She's in there.
10 minutes at 400.
Okay.
And then we'll turn it down shortly. You know what's key is the pie tells you when it's done.
How does it tell you when it's done, Lisa?
When it's bubbling in the center, not just the outside.
Well, why don't we clean up? Because I am hoping that when this pie is done, we get to eat this pie.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Awesome.
Okay, let's eat pie.
I'm so excited. This looks awesome, Lisa.
Smells good too.
It smells really good. Lisa, this pie is incredible. Thanks for doing this with me. It was really fun.
It was fun. Cheers, Sarah.
Cheers, Lisa. Happy
Happy
Pie
Pie
Day.
Day.
It's cold, right? I experienced that earlier. My adult teeth can't handle it.
Is that 5, cameraman?
I mean, I'm feeling very Julia Child right now. How's that look, Lisa?
That looks professional.
Great. I'm hired. Oh, I didn't do such a great job there. I really appreciate having a detail-oriented camera lady here today because she's making sure that we have mathematical rigor in our Pie Day activity. Watch out, we're going to start talking about kerning soon. Isn't that a graphic design
the
term?
kerning on this is quite tight.
Yeah.
My phone will start ringing during that. So can you just talk about the sugar thing again?
Oh dear, there's something in there. Let me get that out.
Turn it down to 375.
I'm sorry. I think I'm ready.
I give up sugar for Lent.
Oh right, never mind.
You want to do that ending again?
Sure. I feel like there's some good outtakes there. Oh, I have recess duty. I gotta go.